Well, that music you heard in the beginning, that whistling mistletoe. Oh my gosh, it's that time of the year. 'Tis the season for a podcast. You're right. Usually that's not how Johnny rolls this thing out. I sometimes say blah 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 instead of that blah 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 blah. I'm gonna say this: you stumbled into a stocking stuffer show. Let's see what we got sent to watch this year. Let's take a peek here. Ho ho ho! Bram Stoker's Dracula. I believe it came out in '92. It's Francis Ford Coppola, and I just want to say, like, this could be almost like December is for Dracula Volume 2. I almost said Volume Dose. Volume 2. Let me remind the audience what that is. We had a classic episode where we covered the Hammer horror movies involving Dracula, and it happened to fall at a seasonal time of the year. So, but I've come to believe that vampire movies are the most holiday thing ever, and
I love it.
I'm not the only one who believes this. I think Hollywood agrees with me, or marketing professionals agree with me, or people that are paid to market movies must agree with me, or some filmmakers agree with me. Robert Eggers' The Nosferatu is set to come out Christmas 2024.
Ooh.
So if you needed more than just John speculating or making shit up, like, there's proof in the pudding right there that I just didn't pull it out of my hat. Unlike the DVD that I just pulled out of my freaking evil Santa hat that I have, my ball humbug Santa style hat. It's black and red, more gothic Santa, if you will. What's the name of that store that has all the chains and hats and
Hot Topic, baby.
Hot Topic, where the topics are hot. This is like, if you got that hat from there, this is
your
kind of
Hot Topic hat
that you would have. The year is kind of winding down. However, Jordan's here for it, as she likes to say. Jordan Savage, the Savage Scream Queen, actually should call her the Seasons Queen. I don't know. Like, what's the holiday version? I missed. I guess I could have called you Pumpkin Spice Queen in freaking during the Halloween season, and now 'tis the season. I don't know.
We'll workshop it. We'll
figure it out by the next time. All right. Yeah, as I said, things are winding down this year. We actually are pulling our first decade. I just literally dropped the best of decade episodes on our website. You guys can go see that list. The best of 10 years. Freaking 500 episodes, 40 million downloads. Let's go. I'm stealing all Jordan's catchphrases tonight.
I love it.
Fairly early in the
I've been
show.
rubbing up on you. You know what? Man. Just get them out of the way so that I don't say them.
Spoiler alert. An American cowboy killed Dracula.
Crack open a cold box of wine or pour something cold on ice because it's the Binge Watchers podcast.
Spoiler alert.
A spoiler before the home video headlines, no less.
Wow.
True movie fans, I'm sure you've seen Dracula, but if you're ready to get rewarded, you can freaking hop over to Lala's Real Rewards, which is created to reward fans for their unwavering love of movies, TV shows, and of course celebrate those exceptional members of their community. With the Real Rewards, you can earn points. That's the name of the game. You can start earning today by sharing movie reviews in their community, by buying their merch, or simply liking one of their Twitter X posts. So if you haven't already joined Real Rewards, grab the link in our show notes and embark on a world of fan experiences. I'm over there. I'm dropping these very short movie reviews. I mean, literally, in true Johnny style, if you want to talk to me on Discord, I'm there. You can get me there. I'll see the notifications after I'm watching episodes of LA Law. I'll see the Discord
Johnny
notifications and I'll jump in and talk to you. Johnny Discord. I've created a holiday playlist. Here's 3 films I can recommend that if you're looking for something and you're like, what am I going to watch? Am I going to watch Casper? Am I going to watch Christmas Vacation? If you're looking for something a little bit different, and that's why you turn this show on, you want to know the films you should be watching. How about Krampus, in which Adam Scott fights Krampus? You might know Adam Scott from Severance. You might know him from Parks and Rec, where he played Ben Wyatt for so many seasons. You might know him from Step Brothers, where he was the other brother, the third brother, that the other brothers didn't like, but he provided plot points and had a funny MC Hammer / Vanilla Ice. I think it's a Vanilla Ice song. Anyway, he did like a 90s white rapper thing in the movie. It's pretty funny. Or you might know him from Party Down. That was like his first breakout thing, I think.
Such a good show.
How about Rare Exports, which is a Finnish horror movie comedy where Santa and the elves are basically like golem-like creatures. They live in this mountain, and there's a bunch of them. Santa's like the main monster, and then he has all the elves. They're basically monstrous, bearded, naked men running around Finland. So a reindeer farmer and his son have to grapple with all the Santa monsters. Last movie on my list, how about Fatman, where Mel Gibson plays Kris Kringle, and Walter Goggins, who you might know, he was in Hateful Eight as the sheriff. He was in Django Unchained as one of the bad guys. You might have seen him in Vice Principals as one of the vice principals, or The Righteous Gemstones, where he plays a funny character called Baby Billy. Or he's going to be in the new Fallout show, but you can't really recognize him because he's a weird mutated radioactive whatever, something from that game. It's an app on a phone. I don't know. Anyway, but in Fatman, it's about a rich kid on the naughty list that hires a hitman to go and kill Kris Kringle. So there you go. Line it up. Krampus, Rare Exports, and Fatman. You'll have a great time. What's going on in the world of TV and movies? Lionsgate is going to acquire Stephen King's novel, The Long Walk. This book is actually really good. It's one of the books he wrote in the pseudonym or pen name Richard Bachman. But this is like in the future when the population's out of control, we can't feed everybody. Like you can enter this contest, and that's what it is. They like walk you until you either drop dead or it's like an excursion test. And I don't know. I remember it being pretty good. It's like a Hunger Games type deal. Before the Hunger Games. Timothy Olyphant has joined the cast of Noah Hawley's FX series Alien. So we had heard about that they're going to do an Alien TV show, and now it's got Timothy Olyphant, who you might know as a salesman that they're trying to. Well, he's in The Office. He does a bit character. He's like the best salesman in the state, and they try to recruit him, but they set him up. Like first they're surveilling him, right, to see what his salesman style is. What else is he in? He was in a zombie show with Drew Barrymore on Netflix. Dang. He's in a lot of stuff, guys. I didn't write down his catalog. I'm sorry. Or his filmography. Now, okay. Ethan Hawke is supposed to come back as the Grabber in the sequel to the horror movie, The Black Phone. Here's the thing, though. I'm pretty sure he died in the movie. So, I'm like, what are they going?
I'm trying to remember.
Well, because he collects a bunch of children, and those children's ghosts try to help the main character survive being locked in this dude's basement. However, where do you go with the sequel? Like, it's obviously going to be a sequel prequel, right? Because if you notice this, like, if I have beef with modern movies, is they have a very finite ending in the very first movie, and they go, "Oh, we got 2 more sequels," and so now they're prequel sequels, right? You know what I mean? Or side quests. Anyway, we've arrived at tonight's movie, which I kind of spoiler alerted, previewed in the beginning when I said, I just want everybody to know that an American cowboy killed Dracula. We're watching Bram Stoker's Dracula. Centuries-old vampire Count Dracula heads to 19th century London in search of human love. When he meets Mina, a young woman who appears as a reincarnation of his lost love, the two embark on a journey of romantic passion and horror. The cast includes Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, Keanu Reeves, Richard E. Grant, Carrie Elways, Tom Waits, and Monica Bellucci. Okay, trying to make it as Italian as possible. Let's see. Oh, all right. Now let me before we get into Savage Stats, I will back it up and tell you some of my favorite movies from these actors. All right. Gary Oldman, of course, he's Dracula. That being said, you might have seen him in The Fifth Element as Zurg, Or how about Lost in Space, where he plays Dr. Smith? Or in Leon the Professional as Stanfield? But I know Jordan loves him as Sirius Black from the Harry Potter movies.
You got that right.
And he also might be the bad werewolf in Red Riding Hood, which we've both seen. He's in there. Currently, you can watch
Harvey
Slow
Dent.
Horses. Slow Horses, he plays this character, Jackson Lamb, who's like a MI5 or MI3. It's the British version of like the CIA or something, and he's like in part of a team of like misfits. But then the misfits start doing good, and then it's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? That's going into like its 3rd or 4th season on Apple. You can take a look at that thing if you like espionage and drama. Winona Ryder. One of my favorite things that she's in is Alien Resurrection, where she plays an android named Cal. Or Call. Did I call her Cal or Call? I don't know. Anyway, she's the android. Which might be a plot point. It might have just spoiled a major plot point from Alien Resurrection. Whoops.
Bro.
I know everybody's seen her in Stranger Things as the mom, Joyce Byers.
I mean, one of my personal favorite holiday movies, Edward Scissorhands.
That's next on my list.
Knew it.
Simpatico, yeah. Kim is in Edward Scissorhands, or Veronica in Heathers. And of course, everybody knows her as Lydia in Beetlejuice. The reason I wasn't going to say Lydia first was I love Beetlejuice, but I always found her character kind of annoying. However, I do want to give her credit because she may have started the goth scene among teenagers. I think maybe it's from Lydia and Beetlejuice is why that whole goth movement even exists. Right up until 2023, where we get goth OnlyFans accounts. Like Goth Juicy 3033. People are like, is that real? No, I made that one up. Just like I made up Goth Babe 6969 XXS XXX. Man, we can make a whole show about fake OnlyFans. Anthony Hopkins. His best performance is probably Van Helsing in Bram Stoker's Dracula. However, he does a great performance in Transformers: The Last Night. Actually, if you've seen Noah 2014 and he plays Methuselah, have you seen that Noah movie all about the magic? There's so much magic in that movie. Well, I mean, obviously it's biblical, but when I reference that movie, I don't ever talk about the politics or the religion, but I do talk about how magical the movie seems. Like there's some crazy stuff going on in that movie. Anyway, or you might have seen him as Sir John in The Wolfman from 2010, where he plays the bad daddy, who's also a werewolf.
The bad daddy.
I am spoiler heavy tonight, folks.
Yeah, you are left
every
and
chance
right.
I get.
Handing them out, yeah.
Keanu Reeves plays John Harker in Dracula. However, you might have seen him as Kay in 47 Ronin. Come on. Or the Ted of Bill and Ted. Are you with me? Or John Constantine in Constantine, where he fights demons in that movie and Evil too. Or this is probably something that you didn't even think he was in. Something's Got to Give is Dr. Julian. That's a rom-com. Who else is in the cast? Oh, Richard E. Grant. Super British dude. He was classic Loki in the Loki show. You might have seen him as Withnail and Withnail and I, which is about actors, starving artist actors, and they go to hang out in the countryside and kind of lose it. He's also the villain in Hudson Hawk. And he actually played Doctor Who in one of the Doctor Who TV movies, which I didn't even know. Cary Elwes, obviously, he's Wesley in The Princess Bride. He's also Robin Hood in Robin Hood Men in Tights. Tom Waits, we watched him in Domino. He actually played a bit character in that show. He's in Down by Law as one of the guys that escapes. I think he's one of the convicts that escapes in that drama comedy. Yeah, it's more of a comedy. But his Renfield is epic. I wrote that down. We just had a movie with Nicholas Hoult and Nick Cage. Nick Cage is Dracula. Cool. Renfield is the name of that movie. However, the superior Renfield is Tom Waits in Bram Stoker's Dracula. Challenge me, fight me, don't listen, I don't care. Monica Bellucci. I'm saying Bellucci because it's so close to word. Bellucci. Bellucci? I don't know. I'm having a hard time. Because it's not the same as Belushi, but it's coming out of my mouth as Belushi. She was in Brotherhood of the Wolf. She's Mary Magdalene in The Passion of the Christ. I know her from Tears of the Sun, where she plays Dr. Lena. Like the military guys have to evacuate her out of a hot area in that movie. That's like where I know her from. Also, she's in this notorious movie that has a crazy reputation because the movie's crazy, called Irreversible, about abuse. Yeah, I love this episode because we can talk about dark things, but it's holiday themed. This is hilarious to me. I'm having such a great
happy
time.
Holidays.
Happy holidays. Let's talk about dripping blood and the bloody blood.
Get real dark with it.
As dark as possible.
I love it.
I've seen some trees that are pretty dark. They only have dark, like, skulls and Nightmare Before Christmas ornaments and like everything else.
You can get just a black one, for a fake tree that's pretty lit. I think that'd be so fun. So
cool as hell. If you got Christmas tree money, all you Richies out there, you fucking tree buyers. I know Jordan has that tree money. I've seen her tree.
Yeah,
you already posted that shit. Facebook stories.
Shit, that's been up for like a month.
Oh man. You got that tree money, you're doing good. You're out there right now. It's not about coffee money, not about fixing those tires on your car. You got tree money, dog? You got tree money, dog?
You got that tree money.
Got that tree money?
Tree money, honey.
Oh, that should be a holiday movie at Hallmark. Tree money, honey. Write that down. Jordan just created another movie.
Man,
she's killing it as a screenwriter this year. One after the other. It's her turn to be savage with them stats.
Cool.
Got some stats about Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Yeah, I got some fun ones for us tonight. So, starting us off, producer and director Francis Ford Coppola explains on the DVD commentary, which I wish I could rewatch this with the DVD commentary. Coppola with the DVD commentary that Mina and Harker's wedding was a reshoot done at a Los Angeles Greek Orthodox church. They had an entire ceremony with a genuine Romanian Orthodox minister.
Oh, is this why Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder are technically married?
Married, yes. Yeah. So
not as I'm stepping on your stats.
Yeah, well, they realize that, like, although not in a legal sense, like, that was a legit, like, wedding. So technically, under the eyes of God, they could potentially be married. So Ryder and Reeves will often message each other, hello husband or hello wife, and are both completely fine with it, which I think is
hilarious.
It's super funny. Yeah. Then just some stats straight up with it. The film won best makeup. It was praised for its visual effects.
The effects are off the chart. It's 1992. It's outdoing every movie that's come out in the last 5 years.
For real, though. And it's because they had employed innovative techniques like practical effects. So they're actually using in-camera tricks versus going through the route of like computer generated effects. So I think that's super impressive, just using unconventional cinematography, employing old school techniques such as using miniatures and shadow play, which is obviously a big part in the like visual parts of the movie. And just using unique styles with filters and multiple different types of exposures.
It actually looks like when they have it from the monster's point of view or whatever, when he's in one of his beast modes. Oh, we'll get into that when we get to the bits, baby. But it's not just speeding up the camera. It looks like they actually removed like frames of the film footage, so it was skipping frames and also speeding up, so cool. Crazy stuff, but really cool.
Parts of this is a little bits and stats, just Gary Oldman undergoing remarkable physical transformations to play all the different like age ranges and like health.
Every version of Dracula ever written, basically.
Pretty much. And so
with the exception of appearing as other people, which is actually, I ran out of time. I almost had Jordan watch also the BBC Dracula on Netflix, because the Dracula in that movie is the only one that I think is on par with Gary Oldman as Dracula. Because I even put Gary Oldman over, and people are going to, roll over in your graves, whatever. You take my binge watching license away. I think Gary Oldman is better than Bela Lugosi as Dracula. And I think the guy in the BBC Netflix is like, it's a very, like, it'd be like, we'd have to go to the playback, or we'd have to go to the finish line photo to see which Dracula edges ahead because that dude is pretty good. And in that
So
version,
good.
they show you that he can appear to you as other
others.
people. Yeah,
Mm.
as others. Yeah.
So good. Super
Anyway.
important. Yeah,
Not
Gary
to totally
Oldman.
derail the episode in the middle of the stats.
I love it though. It's what we're here for. We're just we're here. We're here for it. More costume design. So Akiko Ishioka, the costume designer, created stunning and unconventional outfits for the characters, of course, winning best costume design. It also still just reflected the film's overall visual aesthetics. So, costume design. And then, of course,
They went
the way that was
super
filmed.
operatic with all the armor. I mean, they have
Ugh,
the blood
that
cell
and
armor or
that
muscle and
initial
blood armor. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Um,
initial armor is so
yeah.
cool because it's the way that you would see like all the striations and muscles and stuff. I'm like, man, that's some
Blood
next
vessels.
level stuff.
Yeah.
Some box office stuff. Despite receiving mixed reviews from critics, the film was a commercial success, grossing over 215 million worldwide. Its unique visual style and star-studded cast attracted audiences. Coppola was originally considering Michael Jackson. Do I say it every time?
Oh. Forget about me dissing Bela Lugosi as Dracula. Coppola
considered Michael Jackson for the role originally for Dracula. It just wouldn't have been the same. Obviously, Gary Oldman had delivered a memorable performance. So, I just chef kiss. I don't think Michael Jackson could have done it. Obviously, would have been an interesting thing to see a Michael Jackson as a Dracula, but we got to stick with it. So, yeah, I could keep going. I got more. You just tell me when it's savage enough.
Yeah. Folks, hey, guess what? Audience, listeners, we hope you enjoyed the ride so far. If you want to keep jingling these bells, grab the link in our feed, get the premium link, and unlock the complete episode Stopping Stoker Dracula and continue the ride.